you'll join me in the invocation this morning. Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, and we're always grateful to get to serve our community, our county here, and we pray, Lord, for your wisdom, your direction. We want to be good stewards over what you blessed us with. Father, we also want to remember those who gave their lives yesterday, innocent folks, and the first responders who were serving a call. Father, we can't imagine what those families have been through, and we continue to pray for their well-being and for your hand of blessing on each one of them, even today, Lord. Thank you again, Father, for all you do for us. We do pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Join me in the pledge to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Thank you. All right, did we have any announcements today from anybody? I don't have any public comments. We do have a quorum present today, present and voting. Precinct 1, Commissioner Hatfield. Precinct 2 is Commissioner Timmons. Sims presiding. Precinct 3 is Commissioner Malden. Precinct 4 is Commissioner Ebarb. Call our meeting to order here at 9:05 a.m. This is the 12th day of September. We're in the Harrison County Historic Courthouse here in Marshall, Texas. First up is our auditor. Good morning, Ms. Haynes.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. You all should have a copy of the July financial report. If you are referred to page 1, as of July 2023, the county had a fund balance of $32,273,694. On page 2 is a summary of the general fund. As of July 2023, we had collected $24 million versus $22.7 in 22. That's an increase of $1.3 million or 5.64%. From an expense perspective, we have issued payments for $18 million in FY23 versus $17.7 in FY22. That's an increase of $325,545 or 1.84%. From a net perspective on page 3, we have collected $5.9 million more in revenue than what we have spent in comparison to FY22, where we had collected $5 million more in revenue than what was spent. On page 4 is a summary of the Road and Bridge Department. As of July 2023, we have collected $5.7 million in revenue in comparison to FY22 of 5.4. That's an increase of $300,000 or 5.54%. From an expense perspective, we have issued payments for almost $4 million, which is in FY23 in comparison to FY22 of 3.6. That's an increase of $349,416 or 9.65%. On page 5 is a summary of the net position for the Road and Bridge Fund. We have collected $1,755,061 more in revenue than what we have spent in comparison to FY22, where we had collected $1,804,000 $174. That's a change of $49,000. On pages 6 through, I believe it's 11. Yes, 11 is a summary of revenue by department in comparison to budget. On pages 12 through 16 is a summary of expenses by department. On page 17 is a view of our debt, which of course we have zero debt. And that's all I have for the financials.
Any questions for Ms. Haynes on our financial reports? If not, we'll move on to item number 1, which is consideration and approval regarding line item transfers.
Requesting transferring items in the amount of $588,495.38.
Is there a motion to approve our line item transfers?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? It's a big dollar amount. I'm sure I know we're at the end of the year and you're getting things cleaned up.
It's a big dollar amount. A lot of it is related to overtime, where we're transferring expenses from our salaries line item to overtime because we had vacant positions in the salary line item. That's happened, and of course, in the jail, the sheriff's office, and juvenile.
Any questions for Ms. Haynes? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Next item is consideration and approval of payment of regular bills.
I am requesting payment of $1,480,899.49. As you can see, most of it is related, over $660,000 is related to road work. And that's being paid out of the ARPA fund.
Is there a motion to approve our regular bills?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 3 is consideration and approval of payroll for September 1st, 2023. Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments on our payroll? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 4 is consideration and approval of the engagement letter with Patillo, Brown, and Hill LLP to provide Harrison County audit services for the year ended September 30, 2023, and authorization for the county judge to execute said engagement letter.
This is just the engagement letter that we sign annually for our outside audit. This is for the county portion. The only other audit that we will be required to do for 23 is juvenile, because we had an exemption last year and we cannot have 2 consecutive exemptions in a row. So every other year we have an exemption. We did have an audit for adult probation in 22, so we were granted an exemption for 23. So we'll only have one more audit letter.
Did their fee stay consistent?
I believe they did. When I asked Mr. Manning, he said there was no change. So it's been, they might increase 1,000. I think last year they increased 1,000, but it's not material. So there's not a large change in their fees.
Is there a motion to approve our engagement letter with auditor firm Patillo, Brown, and Hill?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Ebarb. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Item number 5 is consideration and action to approve a budget amendment pursuant to local government code, section 111.0106, special budget for grant or aid money. The county auditor or the county judge in a county that does not have a county auditor shall certify that to the Commissioners Court the receipt of all public or private grant or aid money that is available for disbursement in the fiscal year but not included in the budget for that fiscal year. On certification, the court shall adopt a special budget for the limited purpose of spending the grant or aid money for its intended purpose.
This is the tobacco compliance grant that the sheriff's office does each year. Once they are complete for the year, we do a budget amendment, and it's net zero impact. Whatever we collect is what is spent.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next up's a Road and Bridge Administrative Report. Mr. Davis.
Good morning. Oh, y'all should have a bi-weekly report in front of you from 7/21 to 9/5. From that same time period, we issued 100 road permits. So I know this time period's a little bit longer than we usually report on, but the new weights and license officers out there making sure they come to our office and sign up. So there's a lot of activity out there on our county roads right now. So on our construction, they're wrapping up James Marshall Road today. They're still working on Lotto Road. And that should finish up our year with the weather getting cooler. On the seal coat, they finished up everything in the Wascom area. They've still got Pumpkin Center Road to do. They're doing it today, and we'll still have James Marshall to do. And they're gonna pick that up when they go and reconstruct Macedonia. So, and, he's gonna start mobilizing the Airlight Road, Rayford's truck is. So they'll start moving equipment in on Airlight.
Is R&K, are they all done?
Yes, sir, they only had those two jobs, Page Road and 5 Notch Road North. So, and, HV Caver and them finally came and redid those roads that they were supposed to do back a couple of years ago.
Were you happy with that?
No, there's some they're gonna have to go back to. They just didn't do a good job on them, so we're sort of gonna hold up on paying them till they go back and fix those spots.
Okay.
I mean, it's been such a long time frame, we're not gonna just let them go in and do a shoddy job, you know?
Yep.
I can't believe that they moved all their equipment and they finished and then they leave and they, knowing that they got touch-up work.
Oh, yeah.
They got to mobilize it, could bring all that back. It just, to me, it's.
Yeah, it don't make sense. These other guys are doing a great job. These other contractors, it's just that one we're having trouble with.
So the only two rebuilds left is Fairlight, Macedonia, and
Mount Pleasant cut off.
Pleasant. And he's finished all his seal coat.
Yeah, well, he's still got Pumpkin Center he's doing today. And they're gonna pick James Marshall up when their crew's over there, right there at Macedonia.
He comes south.
Right, because he's gonna do it from 1997 all the way to James Marshall anyhow. So he'll have his crews right
Was
there.
he seal coat in Macedonia or rebuilding?
It's a rebuild.
It's a rebuild.
So it's moving along pretty good. I hadn't got the exact mileage of roads we've done this year, but it's way up there.
It's
And
gonna
I,
push 70
Yes,
if they get it all done.
yes, sir, and I'll have a more accurate count on the mileage on our next meeting. It's just been a real busy time. Oh, and we are up on Iron Ore Hill cleaning those trees up and getting it ready for them to put the new tower up. So it's gonna be a slow go up there because it's in such a tedious spot. you know, working around all those other towers and guide wires. We gotta go extra slow, but we're getting it done. And we should just start transitioning right into right-of-way cleanup after these last few roads. We've still got trees, thousands of trees down. But, you know, it's just gonna be a slow go, but we'll get there eventually.
We'll probably still be cleaning up this time next year.
Oh.
That's a lot of trees, I know.
Luke, y'all did an outstanding job on that. I mean, I personally want to recognize you for the job you did, especially in my precinct. But it was a lot of trees on a lot of roads, and we're gonna be picking up tree limbs and stuff for a couple of years, I would imagine, but
Yeah, we all will.
we got the roadway clear, and you guys work from can to cane on that. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'll definitely pass it down.
Yeah, please do.
And that's all I've got on the administrative report.
Any other questions for Mr. Davis? We'll move on to item number 1, consideration approval for personnel changes for Harrison County Road and Bridge Department.
We've had one new hire. We've had 4 terminations because that was the summer help. We let them go at the end of last month.
Is there a motion to approve our personnel?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration approval of the utility application submitted to Harrison County Road and Bridge Department as follows. These first 4 are all E-Tex Telephone Co-op on Simmons Road, which is County Road 4503. There's 4 of them there on 4503. The 5th one is E-Tex Telephone Co-op on Blackburn Road, which is County Road 4605.
Yeah, all these applications have been reviewed and they meet our specifications. These are all just fiber optics.
Is that you, Commissioner Malt? Ebar. Ebar made the motion. Commissioner Timmons seconded. Any questions or comments on our utility applications? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Number 3 is consideration and authorization to publish a public notice and set a public hearing for the purpose of stop sign placement order for Cardinal Lane, that's County Road 3545, at its intersection with Page Road, which is County Road 3542 in Precinct 3, as required by local government code.
Yeah, we're requesting to begin this process. This is a spot that never had a stop sign before, and with the new Hosville Elementary School and the new Page Road that was redone, it's just funneled a whole lot more traffic down that way, so it's just a safety measure. But that should be at Page Road North in Cardinal Lane.
Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Ebar. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Item number 4 is consideration and approval of the 911 issuance order number 23-22 on County Road 3699, also known as Sweet Pea Lane, located in Precinct 4, running north-northwest off of Noonday Road, which is County Road, Noonday Road West, which is County Road 3700. Approximately 370 feet west of the intersection of Noonday Road West and FM 450 in Precinct 4. You want to tell us about this?
Yeah, this Sweet Pea Lane, it was dedicated to Harrison County with approval of the Noonday Estates subdivision. The final plat was in 2022. It was an oversight that the road number wasn't issued sooner. Ed Cog had brought it to our attention. Since they've taken over the issuing of addresses in Harrison County, the road will remain under the bond till 12/20 of 24, you know, and pending the final inspection, you know, which the road was built way above and beyond. So the road number issued to it's gonna be 3699.
So the road's in
the
excellent
road
shape
number.
still.
Yes, sir, it is.
Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Number 5 is consideration and approval of the private road issuance order number 70 for private road 1031 located in precinct 2, west of the intersection of FM 2625 East and Blocker Road North, which is County Road 1019, and east of Taylor Road in the Blocker Road subdivision.
Yes, sir. This request is also based on EDCOG addressing protocols. This road is, like you say, it's over there near the Blocker subdivision. It's, be just west of Blocker North on the north side of the road. Anyhow, there's several families in there. So, and it is in precinct 2.
So we're simply issuing a private road number for that
Yes, sir.
road that did
That's
not
right.
previously have a private road number.
That's right, sir.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Mr. Davis, is it EDCOG that's bringing these to light?
Yes, sir. They brought it to our attention, and they needed a private road number to make it accessible for EMS and services.
Very good. Item number 6, I believe this is the one that we're going to pull from today's meeting. That's that 1-ton Dodge that's unavailable. Is that correct? So we're going to pass over number 6. No action on item number 6. Number 7 is consideration and approval of the Enterprise Fleet Management quote 7423326, a 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman 4x4 crew cab for a road and bridge work truck.
Yes, sir. This one's gonna replace my truck. My 4 years is coming up on mine, and I've got right at 90,000 miles on it. So it's time to trade it in.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Number 8 is consideration and approval of the Enterprise Fleet Management quote 7403762, a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 work truck 4x2 crew cab for road and bridge work truck.
Yes, sir. We've got a bunch of trucks out there. Actually, we've got 13 units to replace. Enterprise Fleet Management, we've skipped the last 2 cycles, I believe it is. So we've got some that's got 300,000 and 400,000 miles on them. So we really we're spending too much money keeping them going.
So this item number 8 is for 13 half-ton Chevy Silverados, is that right?
That's right, and we're still waiting on 5 Fords to replace those other 5 trucks. Their cycle's coming up, I think, in March.
So this is not replacing Enterprise trucks. These are still our old trucks that we never had replaced.
That's right. And we've been sinking a whole lot of money in them, keeping them up and going.
So none of these are rollovers, they're actually county-owned vehicles
Some of these are rollers. There's,
of the 13
I
out
think there was 5 units that come up.
on the Enterprise.
Yeah, on them 13, but.
We're not talking about 300,000 on Enterprise.
No,
We're
no,
talking
no.
about on county-owned.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the 5 Fords are there in the first cycle of the very first trucks we got. So from
I'd
Enterprise.
like to see us really watch this close, because we're just now starting to roll vehicles on the Enterprise deal. You know, it was sold to us that there would be a better residual on trucks that we rolled every 4 years. It'd be interesting for me to see if what they told us up front is actually gonna come true, or if it was just a sales. I
That's
want to
why we
know.
went ahead, we kind of normally
good market for you, you know, if they're not over 70 or 80,000 miles.
So most of them aren't. Most of them are around 40,000 miles on it, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see on your trade-in as well as those other 5 that we're talking about, to see how we
That's
come out
right.
with.
We'll be able to match it up and see exactly
Yep.
what we're doing then.
Yep, very good. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions or comments?
What's the availability on these pickups that we're?
Well, we've been having trouble. We've been waiting on these 5 Fords now for 8, 9 months. And
Probably close to a year.
they're saying they should be here at the end of the year.
Did they say which year? I mean,
They
we've
did
heard
say
that
this
before.
year, at the end of this year, we should get them.
Yeah. Sadie, where, do you're hearing any good coming out of the supply chain? You know what, this is what bothers me about this deal. Well, we ordered X amount of 23s and we're a year later. So the day they deliver them, we've already lost a year of equity on them when they hit our lot. And we hadn't even had possession of them. So I mean, it's, you know, if I buy it,
Well, we're paying down on the ones that we currently have, continue to pay down, probably getting close to where we had them nearly completely
yeah,
paid
but I'm just
off.
saying, if we pay 45 or 50,000 for a work truck that ends up being 9, 10, 12, 13 months out, that truck's already took about a $10,000 hickey when it shows up because of the new ones have replaced. So they're actually going in, I mean, we shouldn't have to pay sticker price, premium price for a vehicle that's a year old when we
Well, we're
get
not
it.
getting old vehicles. They hadn't even made them yet. So if we got one, a brand new one today, it'd probably be a 24 model.
Okay, so they're not, none of, when, even the ones that we've ordered that hadn't showed up in 8 or 9 months, when they do hit the market, they'll be 24, so they're not a year old.
I'm not sure where that cutoff point is. It's here close, like September, October, where they start making the new 24 model, but we'll be right there at it. They're not gonna send us old ones. I don't
Well,
think.
I wouldn't
I
think
guess
so.
that's, you know, it's kind of,
They haven't assigned them VIN numbers yet, they're not even.
how could they, if they couldn't deliver them in 9 months, I mean, why all of a sudden, why they got 9, 20, you know, okay.
So we're liable to be several, we're liable to be well into, 24 before we get to
Yeah,
those.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 24-year models.
Yeah. But it is something worth keeping an eye on.
We'll definitely watch it.
Yep. Good points. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
y'all.
Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Next up, our sheriff. Morning, Sheriff Fletcher.
Morning, Your Honor, Commissioners.
First item is administrative report. Tell us how things been going.
Administrative report for 7/26 to 9/5. We answered 3,505 calls for service. Took 268 criminal reports that returned in the CID for investigation. Or, I'm sorry, took that many, 53 returned in the CID for investigation. 133 arrests were made by HCSO. When I say that, give you a approximate number of how many people the jail deals with. The PD arrest and our arrest are usually kind of hand in hand in numbers. So and plus everybody else, you could probably double that number for that month of what the jail staff dealt with. But, 563 traffic contacts, 13 mentals. We did 60 transports for a total of 11,422 miles. 233 legal documents were received, 92 were personal service, 25 indictment precepts were served in the jail, 33 tax postings, 19 regular postings, and a total served of 169. 800 juror summons were sent out. The Harrison County jail population as of 9/6 was 260 inmates. We're housing 7 for Marion County and 20 for the United States Marshal Service federal inmates for a total of 27 contract inmates.
Any questions for the sheriff on his administrative? report.
Before we leave this, when does our contract for jail services, is it a calendar year or fiscal?
No, it's not annually at all. It comes around every 3 years, I think. You talking about for the marshal service, for the federal inmates and
No,
stuff?
no, I'm talking about for the local, the entities, the cities, the school districts.
It's coming up. I talked to John about it the other day.
Have y'all looked at it? to
We
make
sure have. We're gonna be going up, I imagine.
Okay. That's what I want to know.
We're not way behind, but we could go up some compared to what everybody around us is
The
doing.
cost that we incurred, just like on everything else, I mean.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the U.S. Marshals contract.
No, I was talking about our local
Right.
contract.
It's due. We just had a conversation about it the other day.
I guess you guys made it back from, Maine, no troubles?
Well, no trouble, as far as transporting the prisoner back. Some storms blew in Bangor, Maine. They couldn't leave, well, the plane that was coming in, they were gonna go out on, couldn't come in, from wherever it was coming from. Messed the whole schedule up, so we had to get with TSA and do a little bit of jumping and catch a couple extra layovers before we got them back. Took about 14 hours to get them back on a 4-hour flight, but they got back, so
good.
everything worked out fine.
Good,
Still saved money from what we were gonna spend.
yeah. And I see you also have the fire marshal.
I don't have the report. Can I borrow yours?
Yes, sir.
Fire Marshal's Office issued three citations, 8 inspections, and did 58 illegal dumping cases. Picked up litter, I'm just gonna give you a total for 3,708 square foot of, cubic foot of litter was picked up. 12 complaints were fielded, 28 inspections, and 21 utility hookups. One single-family permit, we did 22 of those for a total of $7,920. Commercial multifamily permit fees, we did one for $560 for a total money collected of $8,480. If y'all don't, is all that going right now? Okay. And that's the conclusion of the fire marshal's
You
report.
guys have any other questions for the sheriff on his administrative report? Let me have that back, Sheriff.
Oh,
Just keep my file.
sure, I sat mine somewhere in my movement this morning.
No trouble. If not, we'll move on to item number 1. This is consideration and approval of 4 enterprise fleet management quotes, 742273, 742280, 742019, 7420-184. These are 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTs with the 1 LT package 4x2 crew cab.
All of our vehicles that we're doing today, as we go through 1, 2, 3, and 4, are all fleet management vehicles that have come up
Being
due to
replaced
leave.
at their 4-year life.
They're coming on there, well, maybe we'll get some money back on what we're giving and go into the next term of service on the next ones. 3 or 4 of these are for the fire marshal's office. One's to replace a license and weight truck, and the rest are CID vehicles.
Is there a motion to approve item number 1?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Number 2 is consideration and approval of the Enterprise Fleet Management quote 7420-199. It's a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 work truck, 4x2 crew cab. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Malden. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Item number 3, consideration approval of Enterprise Fleet Management quote 742286. It's a 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 work truck 4x4 crew cab. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. All in favor? Aye.
I got a question, Judge.
Yes, sir. Is it on that one or the next one? or in general?
Well, Enterprise, are these fire marshal trucks, all of these fire marshal trucks?
No, 6 are criminal investigation division turn back ends, the Chevrolet pickups.
Right.
1 is the license and weight truck replacement, and 2 or 3 are the fire marshal's office getting rid of those little Colorado, whatever, they've hit their end of life or whatever.
Well, where I'm going with this is, Enterprise we were pulling a trailer with a 4-cylinder truck at the fire marshal's office.
That one's fixed. It's not gonna be
We
that
got
way.
that in this
One of
right
these,
here.
one of these is Bolander's truck.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, good deal. That's it. I just wanted to be clear, make sure that we did that, so.
That thing wasn't built for that.
Okay. All right.
Good catch there, Commissioner, and thank you, Sheriff, for clearing that up for us. Item number 4 is consideration and approval of the 5 Enterprise Fleet Management quotes 7420125, 7420118, 7420114, 7420128, and 7420178. These are 2024 GMC Sierras 1500 SLE 4x2 crew cab. Reason we switched over to the GMC because they had these available. They could
That's
get them.
correct. Couldn't
And
get the
they couldn't
Chevrolet.
get the Chevrolets.
Also, I'll add to that, the number 3 that we just did, that is going to that's Blake's truck. The one that was by, it's the only 4x4 in there, but he goes in and out of those sites and ditches and whatnot, he cleans up, so felt the need for that.
Perfect. All right.
Is there a motion to approve item number 4, the 5 GMC Sierras?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Item number 5 is consideration and approval to accept a donation from David M. Thomas in the amount of $200 to be used for the Harrison County Sheriff's Office K-9 program.
Motion.
As y'all know, Mr. Thomas donates religiously every month. He never misses a month. We're
He
very
does.
grateful for him.
We are thankful too. Motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Ebarb. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all.
Mr. Thomas is not here for the maintenance report. Mr. Nenninger is not here for our IT report. We do have one item for information technology. Item number 1 is consideration and approval to enter into the service agreement with Kemp Instruments for an annual maintenance renewal for a Eaton UPS located in dispatch services. Well, I'm sure this is a very large battery backup of uninterruptible power supply that works our dispatch. So if power goes out, they don't go out. All right. $3,000 for an annual renewal for this battery backup. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Next up is purchasing. Morning, Ms. Harkins.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Item number 1 is consideration and approval to amend the Harrison County fixed asset policy to include the addition of bundling of capitalized assets to be effective September 13, 2023.
Yes, so the only change was made on page 5. It's just adding that we will bundle fixed assets. So if the amount of purchases are a group over $10,000, even if one item is under $5,000, we'll still group it together.
For
That-
instance,
For instance, computers or copiers, or maybe even like AC units, right? Yeah, so
Okay.
big items such as that. It's the recommendation from the outside auditors per GASB 2021.
very good. Is there a motion to approve the amendment to our Harrison County fixed asset policy?
Motion. Second.
We'll have a motion by Commissioner Malden, a second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and approval to declare listed fixed assets as salvage and/or surplus and to appropriately dispose of said items.
These items are just little things here and there that are in the basement, in the back office, that we're just trying to clean up. We will, next time you'll see the same thing. It'll be vehicles and a few things from our district attorney and sheriff's office. We're planning to hold auction, but that'll be next court.
So that'll be next court meeting?
Yes, sir.
You got it coming quick then. Good.
Have you worked with Mr. Nenninger on this?
Yes, that is some of the items that are this court. That's this list.
Okay, good deal. It gets busy over there
Yes,
real
sir.
quick. so,
Yes.
yeah.
All right, is there a motion to approve this list, the fixed asset list as salvage or surplus?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 5-0. Thank you, ma'am. Next up is our Elections Department. Good morning, Mr. Robinette.
Good morning, Judge Sims, Commissioners.
Item number 1 is consideration and approval of contract of election services between Karnak ISD and Harrison County. Look through this, looks like your standard contract, is that right, Mr. Robinette?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. And again, item number 2, consideration and approval of the contract of election services between New Diana ISD and Harrison County. Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Number 3 is the order of special election. This is the constitutional amendment election that'll be this November the 7th.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? This is the statewide election that'll be held November 7th, but the county still has to order
That is
call for
correct.
the election.
Yeah. As you can tell in the order there, whenever I prepared that, I just summarized the amendments on your order, and then I did the attachment of the actual amendments. Kind of wordy to get all that in
Yeah,
that
you did a
tiny
great job
space.
summarizing those things. I bet the newspaper would be happy to see a copy of your summary,
Okay.
Mr. Robinette.
I did prepare a notice of election, which only the judge has to sign, doesn't have to necessarily go before the court, but it'll have all the polling locations early in election day, and is a format ready for the newspaper. Okay,
Super.
sure.
We got a motion and a second for the order of special election. Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Next, item number 4 is consideration and approval of a pay raise for all poll workers.
And I'd like to say right up front, that is incorrect. It's not for all poll workers, it's just for judges and alternate judges. If you read carefully what I submitted as my agenda item, the clerks to remain at $10 per hour, early voting head clerks during early voting to be $11 an hour, but on election day, we have to have a primary judge and an alternate judge, with the alternate being paid $11 and the primary judge being paid $12. So just asking for a raise there for the judges and alternate judges, but with the understanding that during early voting, I basically am the election judge during early voting. They are head clerks during early voting, but they still have a responsibility greater than the clerks. So, but election day be a little bit more. And if you saw the note I put down there, we'll have to look again whenever the primary gets here, because the primary is a whole different creature than a regular election. But I would ask for a raise for early voting head clerks to be $11. Then election day, alternate judges be $11. Election day, judges be $12.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Robinette.
Okay, I have one other agenda item that for some reason didn't make it on here, but we can't present it because it didn't make it to the agenda. But we needed to vote on the polling places, so I'll resubmit that for the third time next time around. And we do have a notice of election there that I emailed as well.
Yep.
All right.
I've got your polling places, but we'll get that back
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
agenda.
somehow I didn't get on there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next, let's see. Next up, new business. These are budget items. This first one, you guys need a break. Y'all are all good. We only been going for 50 minutes. Item number 1, public hearing regarding discussion on the tax increase for FY 2023 through 2024. It's 9:49. We'll open up the public hearing for discussion on the tax increase for this upcoming fiscal year. Anybody here would like to speak for or against, or make a comment on our tax increase proposal? You guys will note that our tax rate went down, but because we're raising more money than last year, it's still called a tax increase, right? That's because valuations increased. So we were able to lower our tax rate, but with the increased valuations, we're still able to raise more funds. So it is in effect a tax increase for this next fiscal year. Anybody here like to speak? Anybody at all? It is 9:50. We'll close this portion of the public hearing for discussion on the tax increase for FY 2023 through 2024. We'll go on to item number 2. This is public hearing regarding the proposed county clerk's record archive fee plan for 2023-2024. Again, it's 9:50. We'll open up this for a public hearing. County clerk takes in fees from things that are filed, and those funds remain with the county clerk for use in her office. Same with the next item for the district clerk. Anybody have any questions or comments on the county clerk's record archive fee plan? Anybody at all? It's 9:51. We'll close this portion of the hearing for the county clerk's record archive fee plan and move on to item number 3. This is the public hearing regarding the proposed district clerk's record technology plan for 2023 through 2024. Anybody like to speak? Well, it's 9:51. We'll open up this public hearing for the district clerk's record technology plan. Anybody want to make a comment on it? Any comments? If not, we'll close this public hearing at 9:52. No comments for the district clerk's record technology plan. We'll move on to item number 4. It's a public hearing regarding proposed 2023 through 2024 salaries, expenses, and other allowances of elected county officials. 9:52. We'll start this public hearing for the salaries, expenses, and other allowances of elected county officials. You guys saw this information. You have it in your handouts. It was also published in the newspaper. Any questions or comments on the salaries, expenses, and other allowances of elected officials for this upcoming fiscal year? Hearing none, we'll close that. It's 9:53 a.m. We'll move on to item number 5. This is a public hearing regarding the proposed 2023 through 2024 Harrison County budget. Again, it's 9:53. We'll open this up for discussion public hearing for the Harrison County budget. Any questions or comments on the budget for this upcoming fiscal year? Some quick highlights. The tax rate is being reduced down to 28.49 cents from 31.311 cents. And we do anticipate this to raise an extra $3.48 million. Interesting to note that average tax, the tax on the average home in the county is going down from $318 to $308. So even though we're raising more revenue, tax on the average home is going down. Any other questions or comments? It's 9:54. Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 6. This is consideration and action regarding the adoption of the Harrison County budget for FY 2023 through 2024. Is there a motion to adopt the budget as proposed for fiscal year 2023 through 2024?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? No questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 6A, this is the setting of salaries, expenses, and other allowances of elected county officials for fiscal year 2023 through 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Is that Commissioner Ebar made the motion, Commissioner Timmons seconded. Any questions or comments on setting of the salaries and expenses and other allowances of elected county officials for this upcoming fiscal year 23-24? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number, this is 6B. This is the setting of the pay for jurors for district and county court, grand jurors, the door bailiff, and grand jury commissioners for FY 2023 through 2024. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Timmons. Again, this is where we are complying with new state regulations and increasing first day juror pay to $20 and then thereafter to $60, especially making it easy on our treasurer's office for payment, not using $1 bills. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 6C, this is an order setting the salaries of the county auditor and the assistant auditors. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments?
What would we, explain to me why we vote on this, we don't set these salaries? Are we just basically approving what's been set?
So you're right, Judge Moran sets the salaries for that office, so we're just approving that and entering it into our court record.
Is it because money can only be spent over here, right?
That's right.
That's, okay.
Yes, sir. And it's good to have those documents put into our exhibits,
Yes.
so that if somebody ever has a question, we can find it.
All right.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item 6D, this is order appointing the district court reporter and setting of salary. Again, this district court reporter order comes from Judge Moran. So it's his order, and we're basically approving and entering into our records. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item 6E, this is an order appointing the county court at law reporter and setting of salary. Same as the previous one, except this is Judge Black's office setting, or issuing this order to appoint a law reporter. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item 6F is an order appointing the district court bailiff and setting the salary. Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. District court bailiff and setting the salary, that comes from Judge Moran. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item 6G, this is an order appointing the county court at law bailiff and setting of salary. This comes from Judge Black. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item H, this is approval of the county clerk's 2023 through 2024 record archive fee plan. We had that public hearing on this a while ago. Here's our consideration and approval. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Similarly, approval of the district clerk's 2023 through 2024 records technology plan. This is item 6I. We had this public hearing earlier, and this again is our approval. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. Any other questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 7, this is consideration and action to take a record vote to adopt and set ad valorem tax rate for Harrison County FY 2023 through 2024. We have a motion by Commissioner Ebarb, a second by Commissioner Timmons, and again, this is to take a record vote and to set our ad valorem tax rate. Commissioner Hatfield, how are you voting on this?
Yes.
We'll record a yes for Commissioner Hatfield. Commissioner Timmons?
Yes.
A yes for Commissioner Timmons. Commissioner Malden?
Yes.
Yes for Commissioner Malden. Commissioner Ebarb? Yes. Yes for Commissioner Ebarb, and Chad Sims voting yes also. That's a 5-0 vote to set our tax rate, to reduce our tax rate from .311 down to .2849 cents per $100 valuation.
You did say reduce tax rate.
Reduce the tax rate.
Okay. Robin, did you get that?
That's about 2 cents, then. That's about 2 cents. 2.6.
It is a reduction.
About 2.6 cents.
It is a reduction.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was a 5-0 affirmative to set the tax rate at .2849. Item number 8 is consideration and action to ratify a property tax collection increase of $3,825,642 for FY 2023 through 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 5-0. Item number 9 is consideration and approval of action to establish the 2023-2024 annual employment positions and compensation for county employees. We call this the slot list, with all employees' wages listed on there. So is there a motion to approve our county employment positions and compensation?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 10 is consideration and approval of setting fees to be collected by the county clerk and district clerk for FY 2023 through 2024 that are not mandated by statute. So the county clerk and district clerk are setting some fees that the state doesn't tell them how to set, and we're considering and may approve these fees. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Thank you guys for passing what I think is a very adequate budget for our county to meet the needs of our citizens. I appreciate all y'all's work on this. It's been, seems like a long time coming, especially Ms. Haynes. Thank you so much for all your efforts. Really appreciate you keeping us on track. Commissioner Ebarb, you've been a big help too, and I appreciate that as well. On to new business. Item number 1, consideration and action regarding the approval of the interlocal cooperation contract between Texas State University and Harrison County on behalf of the Harrison County Sheriff's Office to conduct controlled buy, sting, and follow-up of the tobacco permitted retail outlets.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. You guys know that the Texas State University has a grant program that pays the county so many dollars per sting for us to conduct some undercover acts to try to prevent people from selling to minors. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Under new business, item number 2, consideration and approval of the appointment of the new East Texas, consideration appointment of the East Texas Housing Finance members. These are new members, Leon Carter and Jeff Henderson, and the reappointment of John LaFoy and David Nelson at the request of former County Judge Richard Anderson.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 3 is consideration and approval of setting the sheriff's and constable's fees for 2024. We get that information, I believe, Constable Weatherall gathered that for us. Is there a motion to approve the sheriff's and constable fees?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Timmons. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Number 4 is consideration and action regarding the approval of the FY 2024 Savings Maintenance Services Grant Contract. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. This savings grant is the statewide automated victims notification system, so that I guess somehow victims are notified when someone's let out of jail. Is that how that works? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Number 5 is consideration and approval of the Harrison County holiday schedule, October 1, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 6, consideration and approval of the resolution of the Harrison County Commissioners Court concerning the regular term of court, fiscal year 2023 through 2024. So this is the schedule of upcoming Commissioners Court meetings for the next fiscal year. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Malden and a second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments on our calendar? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 7 is consideration and approval of the regular meetings of the Commissioners Court. October 1, 2023 through September 30, 24. We have a motion by Commissioner Malden and a second by Commissioner Timmons, and I got the same question you do, Commissioner Ebarb.
We have to set the days we're gonna meet though, I think.
I think that's right. That's right. So we're going to meet every other Tuesday, and according to the calendar that we just passed. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Leaves one item for us. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Ebarb. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. We're adjourned. It is 10:09.